It's Ken Kreitzer for Cadets Media. We're in Philadelphia. It's the Army versus Temple football game. We're at the Association of Graduates pregame. Have a chance to visit with a great friend, Mike Lyons, from the class of '83. It's a great career in broadcasting, telling the story, what's going on in the military. Mike, good to see you. What's it like to be in Philadelphia tonight?
Hey Ken, it's great to be here. Great to be in Philadelphia. I've been an Army football fan my whole life, class of 1983. But I used to visit Mikey Stadium in the 70s with my dad. He would take me up. I grew up in Rockland County. So I've been cheering for Army football late 60s, early 70s, right through my career as a cadet, and then I'm a 30-year season ticket holder, so big fan of Army football.
Very good. Now tell us a little bit about what was West Point like when you were there in the early 80s?
Oh, I'll take you back in the time machine. We all tailgated at House Field. It's where the Foley Center is right now. No cars are there, but we're all very close to the stadium. For whatever reason, I thought the fans had a little more access to the players. And I was a kid back then, so the players I thought were giant. Army brought in some incredible opponents back then. Boston College, North Carolina. I saw Doug Flutie. I saw Dan Marino, Lawrence Taylor. I saw some incredible football players here. And it was a very nostalgic. You had old school, young school people there. Overall, it was a great experience from a football perspective.
And tell us a little about your life post West Point.
So I served in the military. I went on to business school. I came out and did some business. Since then, I've been working in the media. I currently now work for our Association of Graduates. I'm a fundraiser. I get up every day, talk to graduates about how they can make an impact at West Point. I get to talk to the most philanthropic people in my role, and there's just some amazing things happening at the Academy. If you're a graduate and want to make an impact, reach out to me, find me, and I can show you exactly how you can do that. We raise money for what's called Margin of Excellence programs. It's an arms race out there for talent, for people, and we have to make sure that West Point is competitive, getting the best and the brightest to come serve their country.
And how did you get into our neck of the business in media and giving reports on what's happening with the military? How did you get started with that?
Well, Ken, it's a funny story how I got into the media. I was doing a startup and the startup failed. I'm a very failed entrepreneur. I came home and I had no job. I had nothing going on. I'm going to write a book someday. You got to write a letter. I sat down. I was turning the television on. I saw a guy named Jack Jacobs. He was on television. He had a big map behind him. He was talking about this war that was going to take place in Iraq. This was 2003. I said to myself, I could do that. I could be a military analyst. I sat down, I wrote a letter. I sent it to 100 TV and radio stations across the East Coast. I got an unbelievable response. I went and auditioned. CBS News was very kind. They hired me. I worked for them for 6 months. I had some growing pains. You don't take broadcast journalism at West Point. It's not offered as a course, but I just felt very confident. I felt that my mission is to educate people about the military. I try to stay apolitical. You'll never hear me talk about politics. I don't take a side. I just talk tactics and strategy with regard to the situation on the ground.
So valuable, and it's great to see you do that. We try, and it's been so rewarding. Tell us what you thought on the game tonight. Army's coming in having won two very strong games, 3-0 on the season.
Ken, I'm just hoping tonight's not a trap game. I think grads are kind of touching the money a little bit. You can't help but read the blog post, and you can't help but see that we have a very easy schedule. We're going to go all right to the way to the conference final. Let's take a champion's mindset. Let's focus on the next set of downs. Let's focus on this quarter. Let's focus on this game only. Let's beat them at each and every step along the way. Keep that champion's mindset. It's kind of like what's important now. That's how you win. What's important now, and then that'll get us to that spot we want to go. We all want to see Army succeed. We've got a great schedule. We're going to be in North Texas, so I've got a bunch of good friends and clients and donors coming to that game. And then, of course, it'll culminate with Army and Navy in December.
Absolutely. Mike Lyons, class of '83, veteran and broadcaster, now supporting his alma mater in the Association of Graduates.
Ken, thank you. And thanks for all you're doing right now to get the word out about West Point on all aspects of it. Your support for cadets, your support for West Point, tremendous. I just want to let you know that I appreciate it as a grad, and I know other people do as well. So Ken, thank you, and thank your team for all you're doing.
Mike Lyons, a pleasure and an honor. Great to see you today, and we're going to look forward to seeing Army versus Temple tonight.
Let's beat them. Beat Temple.
Great to see you. This is Ken Kreitzer for Cadets Media with my colleague Chuck Donegan. We're in Philadelphia. for Army versus Temple.